What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk here. I am back with another video, and as you can see by the title, we are going to be looking at who will be the winner of the NHL Hart Trophy, who will walk away as the league's most valuable player in the NHL this season, who's the most valuable to their team. Now, TSN posted an article that kind of struck the idea for me to at least talk about this topic as it has been a topic that everybody has been discussing lately, and I thought I would put my 2 cents in the fact that they have it narrowed down to Connor McDavid versus Nathan MacKinnon. Now, we'll get into who I actually believe will win the MVP, but I also wanted to mention some guys that could be considered. A guy like Taylor Hall, possibly. A guy who has maybe leading the Devils to the playoffs. He's been a fantastic player, a guy that the Oilers, I don't want to say gave up on, but they kind of were like, yeah, whatever, we need to move on a little bit here. We need to make a move for a defenseman. He's been fantastic for the Devils, being a leader on that squad. There's guys like Alexander Ovechkin who puts up a ton of points. I'm not sure I would say he's an MVP. I guess you could say he's an MVP caliber player. You have to at least get him in that conversation. Yevgeny Malkin, who has been a train all season. The guy just puts up points, getting his teammates involved. He was definitely into consideration. Blake Wheeler, captain, is leading the Jets in points. He's a guy that I think Laine is the second to him. I think he's up by like 15 points. He's the most valuable to his team. A lot of people would probably like to put him in the discussion. I would as well. I think he's been fantastic. You have to look at a bunch of guys like Nikita Kucherov as well, who's been really, really good for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But then you narrow it down to Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon, which a lot of people are probably going to have it narrowed down to because of the fact that Connor McDavid is probably going to lead the league in points again. He's 4 up on Kucherov at the time of making this video and 7 up on Malkin and MacKinnon at the time of making this video. So that could change, obviously. Then you have Nathan MacKinnon, who has taken the last place Colorado Avalanche and taken them to possibly a playoff positioning. Now, we all know how bad the Avalanche were last season. So the fact that MacKinnon has been able to take this team to the next level while dealing with a team that might not be the greatest in a lot of people's eyes is fantastic. He's been carrying this team, putting up points. He probably won't get the NHL scoring title, but the fact of the matter is he's been carrying the team on his back. And I think a lot of people would agree with me saying that he is probably going to be the MVP. In my eyes, I think he should be. Let's get into a little more stats. There was a quick little piece of the article that I wanted to mention to you guys about McDavid first. And it says that if McDavid wins the NHL scoring title again this year, that he'd be the first player to pace in NHL points since Jaromir Jagr did it from 1998 through to 2001. So that's already an impressive stat there. McDavid's looking to get another scoring title under his belt, which he's probably going to have quite a bit more, let's be honest. Now, right now, MacKinnon, if I'm looking at the stats correctly, actually leads the NHL in points per game at 1.33, and he played 9 fewer games than McDavid, so you have to get that into consideration. Also, the elephant in the room is the fact that McDavid has not gotten his team to where they want to be, even though the whole team, you can't just blame it on McDavid, but people are going to look at that when it comes down to being the MVP, being valuable to your team. They're going to look at if you make the playoffs, and if MacKinnon makes the playoffs, we obviously know McDavid and the Oilers aren't going to. If MacKinnon, keeps playing the way he is for the last few games here, and brings the Avalanche to the playoffs, he definitely carried the team to the playoffs, and it would be an impressive feat, so you have to keep that into consideration. Another interesting thing to keep in mind is if MacKinnon or McDavid don't make the playoffs, let's say one of them still wins the Hart Trophy, they'd be the first player from a non-playoff team to win the Hart Trophy since Mario Lemieux did it in 1987-88 season. Another interesting thing that I pulled from this article is MacKinnon would also be in rare territory if he captured the Hart. Since 1967, only 2 players have won the Hart Trophy, playing fewer than 75 games. Lemieux did it in 70 games in 1995 and 96 because of a back injury, and Wayne Gretzky actually did it as well when he played 74 games in 1983-84 season. MacKinnon missed 8 games due to an injury from February 1st to the 16th, and the maximum he can play this season is 74, so you have to keep that into consideration as well. So I just wanted to make this video. This is mainly a discussion video for you guys to roam freely in the comments to say whatever you feel like feedback when it comes to this video, because I want to know, who do you think will win the MVP? Who will be the MVP of the NHL? Who will win the Hart Trophy? My pick is McKinnon. I hope he does. I love McDavid, but I really hope McKinnon does it, and I hope the Avalanche make the playoffs. We'll have to see what happens, but let me know what you guys think about this video. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Check the links down below if you want to click on those. I got Patreon and other stuff like that, but regardless, hopefully you liked the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.